All right, so here's something that I wanted to talk about because I saw this and I was like, what is going on? What is going on? So, rumor A-Force movie in development at Marvel Studios. Brie Larson's Captain Marvel and Natalie Portman's female Thor on roster. Now, I totally believe this is true for a lot of reasons. You look at the lineup. Phase 4 Marvel is essentially 2015's all-new Marvel. Let's look at the movies that have been announced, or the TV shows in the movies. America Chavez, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, Female Thor, so on and so on. There's enough of them now to do this movie. And it's such a dumb idea. How do you make this feel natural? Like, where's everybody else at? You know, where are all the other characters? Where is the natural reason? Did like aliens come down and they kidnap all the dude heroes? And like, oh, well, they're not coming to help because they're kidnapped. Now, maybe that could work, but, you know, this isn't a comic book. What's the plausible reason for this team to assemble other than to say it's a no boys club? Girl power, stuff like that. It just doesn't make sense. It's a stupid idea. It'll be funny to see if this takes off and makes money. I don't think Disney can quite afford to buy up movie theater tickets like they did with Captain Marvel, and I totally think that's a real thing. I do think that's a real thing that happened. Phase 4 is really turning out to be quite a joke. They took Spider-Man away. Spider-Man's gone. You're essentially left with a bunch of D-listers. It's like, you know, who's left? I mean, you're already bucking out Chris Hemsworth for no reason because he wants to keep playing Thor. Now we're going to get rid of him. Everybody, you know, I heard 5 people on the internet asking for Natalie Portman, so we're going to make that happen. Other than Doctor Strange and Black Panther, who are the big heavy hitters coming back? You know, you got rid of Iron Man, Captain America. You're getting rid of Thor. Spider-Man's gone. You know, where are your big heavy hitters? You're stuck with this. You're stuck with this ragtag group. Your best bet is you need to get up your rears, and you need to get the X-Men going as quick as possible, because then you have a lot of heavy hitters that you can touch on and bring in. So I don't know what they're going to do here, but this is a horrible idea. It was a horrible idea in Avengers Endgame. You know the scene. That movie's well past its spoiler time. So there's a scene in the movie where Brie Larson gets the Infinity Gauntlet, and she's trying to run it away from Thanos. And like all of a sudden, every single female character on the battlefield shows up. She's not alone. Like, what was like she's sending out like her homing female beacon, and everybody came across the battlefield at once. It was really cheesy. It made no sense. It was just there for a woke moment. Is the only reason it happened. And it didn't feel natural. It didn't make any sense because you're seeing this and you're like, what is this? This doesn't make any sense. I don't get this scene here. Like, why are people rushing across the like? What about the dudes that were around? Like, why didn't they jump in? You know, what was going on? Did like they say take my place? I gotta go help a fellow lady. It was just dumb. It was really stupid. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at what they're saying here. A new rumor suggests an A-Force movie is in development at Marvel Studios with a roster that includes Brie Larson's Captain America and Natalie Portman's female Thor. And we don't even know how that's going to play out with audiences. Like, I think this is the stupidest idea. I like Natalie Portman. I do. I liked her in the Thor movies. But I think the female Thor route is really dumb. I don't get why you're getting rid of Chris Hemsworth. It doesn't make any sense to me. Because he's essentially the only one of the big 3 that is left. And he wants to keep playing Thor. Now, if you wanted to make this move in Phase 5 to get rid of Chris Hemsworth because he costs too much money, then I would say, okay, I get what you're doing. But right now, it just doesn't make any sense. But just like the comic books, they're doing too much change at once, and it's going to backfire, just like it did in the comic books. So the rumor comes from We Got This Covered, who reveal their source tells them the team will not only include Captain Marvel and female Thor, but will also feature American Chavez as Miss America, Valkyrie, and She-Hulk. In fact, their source tells them the newly announced She-Hulk Disney Plus series will lead to the formation of the A-Force team. As one can expect in modern Hollywood, the source also indicates Disney is looking for a female writer and female director for the project. Because, of course, I mean, naturally, only a female can write superheroes. Got to get them. I mean, it just makes sense, right? I mean, that's going to lead to big bucks. Absolutely. And it's not that I have a problem with this. It's more so the fact that they're restricting it to that. Like, you would think, let's bring in the best of the best. And why don't we just anonymously submit the scripts, and the applications or whatever. I don't know. There's ways you can do it to make it fair. But instead, we're just going to restrict it out. It's just dumb. And it seems anti-progressive, in my opinion. It seems anti-progressive. So an all-female Marvel team-up movie has been talked about for a couple of years now. Thor Ragnarok actress Tessa Thompson discussed the possibility about making such a film in February 2018. So here's the quote: "I'm not Marvel, so I can't make it happen, but I can tell you that Marvel is hugely collaborative. I think that's got to be a typo. Thor Ragnarok movie was basically the product of conversations we had with Chris Hemsworth and Mark Ruffalo about what they wanted to do next. I think Marvel boss Kevin Feige is really excited by the idea. And if you look at what's happening already in Phase 4 with me and Thompson's character Valkyrie and our story, and then in Black Panther, the women rule supreme." That they do in Phase 4. That they absolutely do. So he goes on to say, he talks about it's an embarrassment of riches watching all those female characters in the casino taking people out. You see dozens of people go, you go, and of course you could make a whole movie about that. He did note it's all about figuring out when and how, but by the way, many of them have already filmed additional scenes in upcoming movies, so some of that is going to come sooner rather than later. All of them will be seen again. Now, if you want to make a movie about all of the badass women in Wakanda, that would make more sense, because isn't it just a platoon of them? Like, there's no, how and when. It's like, we're going on a mission. Done. It doesn't make any sense to have an all-girls Avengers team out of nowhere, and then a threat shows up, and it's like nobody else comes to help. Or were they just standing on the sidelines because they're like, we got this? It doesn't make any sense. And it's really a stupid idea. So they go on to say Thompson and Feige aren't the only ones talking about an all-female Marvel team. Ant-Man and the Wasp actress Evangeline Lilly already has picked out a leader for the team in Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. Well, it seems only natural Captain Marvel would lead because she is a general, and she's the captain, and Captain America leads the other Avengers, right? So maybe Captain Marvel would lead. Isn't there just one team? Captain America's gone now. I guess they're going to replace him with the Falcon, or I guess according to the recent rumor, Agent whatever his name is going to come in. Super Agent, I forget his name. But of course, Brie Larson endorsed the idea. I'm scared and I don't know what the future holds either. I'm not let into those top secret meetings, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I love all the female characters so much. So of course, that's what I'm interested in. I'm super into an all-female Avengers movie. Yeah, I think that would be just cool to see them all interact together. Why can't you just have that in the movie? Why can't you just have a big Avengers team and just have them, I don't know, do a fastball special, I guess? I don't know, man. This MCU Phase 4 is sounding really trash. Really super trash. And I just don't know. They say here it's more than likely Captain Marvel would be the leader of this new team. This is true. While She-Hulk leads the Air Force team in the comics, Feige confirmed that Larson's Captain Marvel would take the lead and be at the forefront of the entire cinematic universe. Oh, what a mistake that is. Captain Woodface leading the team, the leader of the A-Force, not the Avengers. And I like to point out, in the Phase 4 lineup, there is no Avengers movie listed. No one's talking about that. I think one other person did and brought that up, that there's no Avengers movie in that listing. How much you want to bet they're going to go through phase 4. And you know what they're going to announce? A-Force. Mark my words. If anybody can remember, and there's a lot of you guys out there that will remember everything somebody said. Remember everything somebody said. Remember I said it. I said that phase 4 won't have an Avengers movie. It's going to be an A-Force movie. So an A-Force adaptation was speculated to be in development for Marvel TV under the guidance of Jeff Loeb. However, that project appeared to be scrapped when ABC reportedly passed on the female-centric movie Marvel superhero. From Wonder Woman writer Alan Heinberg, it's possible Feige decided to use the idea to include it in the Marvel Cinematic Universe rather than have it air as a TV show. And that's absolutely possible. Pull up this picture of the charismatic queen herself. Look at the many faces of Captain Marvel. You can really tell that she wants to be there. By the way, I made this, and it definitely took off. I think I had a couple more there. This is the first draft. I think when the second trailer I added more. But I remember I made it because I messed up right here. You see that little line between the bottom two? So anyway, this is a terrible idea. It was a terrible idea when they decided let's make Captain Marvel the leader of the MCU. I still think that's a terrible idea because I don't care what anybody says. I don't really like to debate, but I would definitely debate that anytime. She is no replacement for Chris Evans. No replacement for Chris Evans. They'd have to get somebody a lot more charismatic. I don't know who they're having playing She-Hulk. That's your opportunity to have a very charismatic character right there. Because She-Hulk, as long as they go with the OG She-Hulk, not this weird, ugly hunchback version of the Hulk they have running around now, which is just like masculine She-Hulk. It's so gross. If they go with the OG She-Hulk, that could be a character that a lot of people like, I think. I'm actually looking forward to that series. I like old She-Hulk. The new one is just trash, but that's because most of modern comic book writers are trash talent. So we'll see what happens. I'm interested in how much of a fire dumpster, or no, how high the fire rises from the dumpster and all this. Only time will tell, my friends. But I know one thing. The future is bleak for the MCU. Nothing lasts forever. It's like the title of the final episode of Star Trek The Next Generations. All good things. All good things. Anyway, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment. Check out my Twitch, YellowFlash Comics, trying to build that up. And make sure you share the video, get this word out there, because the only thing you're going to see from the shill sites are how great this is. Let's let people know that not everyone's excited about this. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.